What's up guys, hope you're doing well. Today we are checking out the brand new Neural DSP plugin. It's called the Soldano SLO-100. Now the first time I ever heard this amp was way back in the 90s, early 90s in fact. It was when I was recording the Bad for Good record whilst I was staying with Steve Vai, and we recorded that record in the mothership. And I remember Steve being a big gear junkie like I am. He had a huge rack of amplifiers in the recording room where all the drums were and all the amps were. There's Marshalls, there's Haflers, and then this new amp arrives. And I remember him, he's chugging, he's cranking. A couple of minutes later, and I hear Steve shout up, "Hey Rocky!" Rocky was my nickname growing up, and Steve used to call me that, and he still does actually. Not sure if I should have mentioned that or not, but hey, whatever. So anyway, I goes into the recording room, the drum booth, and Steve's like, "Go grab your guitar, try this out." I grabbed my guitar from the mixing room as he was still tracking the record. I takes it into the drum booth, I plugged it into the Soldano, and I started to play. A few seconds later, I stopped. We both look at each other, and he gives me these eyebrows like, I can't do the Steve eyebrows. No, that's not Steve's eyebrows. I feel like I'm just making myself cross-eyed even trying to do that. Anyway, we both look at each other, and we both knew at that exact moment that this thing was sounding absolutely devastating, and we should use it for some tracks on the Bad for Good record. I can't remember exactly what tracks that we ended up using the Soldano on, but damn did that thing leave a lasting impression on me. It just sounded so good. So I was very excited to hear that Neural DSP is making the Soldano SLO-100. It's brought back so many memories dialing these sounds in over the last couple of weeks, and I've dialed in 5 killer patches going from nasty heavy gains to shred leads to really very beautiful clean sounds. So I'm going to leave the link down below if you want to pick that pack up for yourself. But for now, let's kick things off with my savage gain sound. Let's do it. Oh man, this thing is so tasty. First of all, let me just tell you that my guitar is literally just DI'd straight into my audio interface, so there's no effects or overdrive or compression on the front end of my signal chain. It is literally guitar straight into the audio interface. All the reverbs and delays, everything you hear today is directly from this plugin. There's nothing else added in post or pre. Now, the first thing that we have to decide on, of course, is what skin are we going to use? We have black, snake skin, but I'm digging that purple vibe. I don't know what you guys think. What's your favorite color? Let me know. So first of all, let's just check out the layout of the plugin so we know exactly what's going on. So we've got 4 pre-effects. We've got a compressor, 2 different types of overdrive. The first one's a little bit more like a vintage boost, I feel, and the second one is a little bit more modern, but both are great at pushing the amp into a really nasty, just barky type of saturation. Really cool to have those. And a vintage chorus, which sounds awesome on a clean sound, as you'll hear in a little bit. And this is the amp, and boy, is this bringing back a lot of memories. So basically we have 2 channels, but when you're on that normal mode, you have a clean and a crunch. So it's actually quite a bit more versatile than what you'd imagine. And it's really cool the way that the volumes all interact, because you can push certain volumes, and it does some really cool stuff. Here is the EQ section, very versatile, and it sounds great. Here's the speaker section. So here you can choose all of your different mics, play around with the different cab positions, some really fun stuff, and it's actually very useful. And then finally, right at the end, we have a delay and reverb. Both of those algorithms sound absolutely fantastic. So let's take a listen to this pack. So addictive, man. But the cool thing is if we take that savage gain patch, turn that overdrive off, get a nicely kind of almost low gain type of sound. Really cool. Let's play around with some of the amp parameters and see what's going down. First of all, I find the EQ is just very musical sounding. So for example, let's play around with the presence. Sometimes on a lot of amps, that can sound a bit harsh and kind of, you know, that real trill top end. So even when we're on full, all the way up to 11, it's not breaking your ears, you know, in pain. That mid-range is a great frequency for making your leads cut through. And another thing that I really like about this amp is the depth versus bass. So right here we have the depth. And how it interacts with the bass. So it's two different ways that you can really kind of fatten up high gain sounds, or actually cleans as well for that matter. But I like having that option because normally I'd have to bring in a third-party EQ to really dial in that lower end so it doesn't get too muddy. Let's check out my lead sound, which has a little bit more gain, and also the lower mids are a little bit broader, a little bit fatter, which really helps to make those solos cut through. So in this preset, I'm really hitting the front end of the amp really hard. I'm using the first overdrive pedal, that vintage boost pedal, and that is cranked up pretty hard. And it means that we can have the amp overdrive dialed back a little bit. And I just really like the sound of that. The cool thing is because we are using that overdrive to give it that slam, when we turn that pedal off, we actually get another really cool sound. So turn that off. Let's actually change guitars and change to a low gain sound, and we'll explore that a little bit. Oh man, ripped the strings right off the fretboard, but this sound, it's very tight and very percussive. Great for those split sounds right there. And you can see again in the plugin that I'm using this second overdrive pedal to really push the amp stage. Super cool, and that is using the normal channel but with the crunch button enable. Let's really push the reverb for a bit. See how that sounds really cranked up. Even longer. Let's actually crank the delay as well. Give it some more feedback. Alright, let's check out my edge clean patch. It's a type of clean sound that is right on the edge of breaking up. It's my favorite type of clean sound actually. And you can see right here in the plugin that I am using a lot of compression, really hitting that front end of the amp stage very hard with a lot of output from that pedal, going straight into that clean channel. So there we go guys, 5 killer patches for an absolutely dynamite plugin. I really think Neural DSP have done every inch of that amp justice, and I can't wait to explore it more. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will leave all of the links down below to pick up this plugin along with the presets. You guys stay safe for now, and I'll see you on the next video. Take it easy, bye.